Battlestar Galactica, 1978–1979, was a short-lived but iconic sci-fi series that left a lasting mark on television history. With its groundbreaking special effects, compelling storylines, and memorable characters, it quickly became a cult favorite. But while the show still lives on in the hearts of fans, several of the talented actors who made it so special have sadly passed away. In this video, we pay tribute to those stars of Battlestar Galactica who are no longer with us, celebrating their roles, their legacies, and the stories behind their tragic deaths. These are the faces we remember, and the lives we honor. Richard Hatch, born on May 21, 1945, in Santa Monica, California, portrayed Captain Apollo in Battlestar Galactica, 1978–1979, at the age of 33. Apollo was the noble, principled officer, driven by duty, leadership, and a strong moral compass. Hatch's performance as the fleet's most dedicated hero left a lasting mark on sci-fi fans. However, off-screen, Hatch was notorious for his relentless drive to revive the series, which caused frequent clashes with producers and studio heads. His obsessive push for creative control over the franchise led to a bitter feud with the studio, making him a divisive figure among his colleagues. His personal life was a series of troubled relationships and financial struggles, and his reputation was tarnished by numerous failed ventures and controversies regarding his approach to his career. Though he was adored by Battlestar fans, Hatch's stubbornness and professional turmoil kept him from achieving broader success in Hollywood. His life ended on February 7, 2017 at 71 after a battle with pancreatic cancer. Laurent Green, born February 12, 1915, in Ottawa, Canada, was 63 when he took on the iconic role of Commander Adama in Battlestar Galactica. Adama, a father figure to many, exuded authority, wisdom, and unwavering commitment to the survival of humanity. Green's performance brought depth to the character, though his personal life was far from smooth. His towering presence sometimes overshadowed his co-stars, and some of his colleagues noted that he could be overbearing on set, often dominating scenes with his commanding voice and strong opinions. Green's off-screen life was marked by a rocky marriage and a high-profile divorce, which became the fodder of tabloid gossip. Despite his on-screen persona of strength and composure, Green struggled with personal demons, including isolation in later years. He was deeply committed to his humanitarian work, but his off-screen life was not without complications. He passed away on September 11, 1987 at 72 due to complications following surgery, leaving behind a legacy of both admiration and personal turmoil that few knew of behind his professional persona. Terry Carter, born December 16, 1928, in New York City, was 50 when he took on the role of Colonel Ty in Battlestar Galactica. Ty, the loyal and pragmatic officer, was Adama's right-hand man, known for his sharp judgment and unwavering commitment to the fleet. While Carter's portrayal was universally praised, his off-screen life was not as smooth. Known for his quiet demeanor, Carter was a perfectionist who often clashed with co-stars due to his tendency to push others to meet his high standards. Though he was a trailblazer for black actors in television, Carter's personal life was marked by struggles with the industry's racial prejudices, which affected his career opportunities. His activism for civil rights often clashed with the Hollywood system, which made him a divisive figure in his field. Carter's death on April 23, 2024 at 95 marked the end of a long and influential career, but his personal battles with the entertainment industry's racial issues and perfectionist tendencies were not as well known to the public. John Colicos, born December 10, 1928, in Toronto, Canada, was 50 when he played the devious Count Baltar in Battlestar Galactica. His portrayal of the ambitious, power-hungry traitor was one of the most memorable in the series, and his portrayal was filled with theatrical flair. But Colicos's real-life temperament was often as fiery as his on-screen persona. Known for his quick temper, Colicos frequently clashed with directors, especially when it came to interpreting the script, leading to a strained working environment. His personal life was just as turbulent, with multiple failed marriages and estranged relationships with his children. In his later years, Kico struggled with financial problems and fading career opportunities, exacerbated by his stubbornness and inability to adapt to changing times in Hollywood. Despite these issues, he remained a respected figure in the acting community. Kico passed away on March 6, 2000 at 71 from complications related to heart problems, but his legacy as a masterful villain and troubled actor remains part of Battlestar lore. John Dulligan, born November 27, 1930, in Brooklyn, New York, was 48 when he portrayed the eccentric Dr. Wilker in Battlestar Galactica. Wilker, the fleet's chief scientist, was a quirky and brilliant character, adding depth to the otherwise action-packed series. Dulligan's portrayal of the oddball scientist brought charm and warmth, but his off-screen life was far more tragic. Dulligan, known for his dedication to theater, was a lifelong smoker, which led to a battle with lung cancer in his later years. While he avoided major scandals, he was often the subject of rumors due to his chain-smoking habit, which many on set found disruptive. In his personal life, Dulligan's relationships were rarely discussed, and he lived a relatively quiet life away from the spotlight. His death on January 18, 2009 at 78, after a long battle with lung cancer, was a quiet ending to a life spent in the shadows of a more prominent television legacy. He left behind a solid body of work in the theater, but his life was often overshadowed by his smoking-related health decline. George Murdoch was born on June 25, 1930, in Salina, Kansas, and played the calm, analytical Dr. Salik in Battlestar Galactica at the age of 48. Murdoch's portrayal of the fleet's chief medical officer was marked by an unwavering moral compass, making him a key figure in the series' emotionally charged moments. Off-screen, Murdoch was deeply private, a trait that only added to his enigmatic persona. His career was rooted in the theater, but his film and television work was sporadic, often overshadowed by his personal struggles. While Murdoch kept his private life under wraps, whispers of a turbulent marriage and strained relationships with his children were rarely discussed in public. His career suffered as a result of his occasionally difficult personality, being described as hard to direct due to his strong opinions on character development. Though respected for his craft, his role in Galactica would mark the pinnacle of his on-screen career. His death on April 30, 2012 at 81 from cancer came after a long battle with his health. Patrick McNeal was born on February 6, 1922, in London, and at 56, he took on the dual roles of the manipulative imperious leader and the sinister Count Iblis in Battlestar Galactica. Known for his dashing portrayal of John Steed in The Avengers, McNeal's commanding voice and theatrical style were perfect for his Galactica roles, filled with charisma and hidden malice. Behind the camera, however, McNeal's life was riddled with scandals, many of them tied to his extravagant lifestyle. His multiple marriages, 4 in total, were marked by bitterness and infidelity, and he was frequently in the tabloids for his ongoing clashes with Hollywood elites. His reputation as a charming yet deceitful character spilled over into his personal life, where his womanizing and boastful tendencies were well known. McNeal's unrelenting desire for fame often led him to embellish stories, including wild tales about his supposed connections to the royal family. He died on June 25, 2015 at 93, leaving behind a legacy tinged with both admiration and criticism. Lance Leego, born May 2, 1935, was 43 when he portrayed the intimidating Mega and Boötes in Battlestar Galactica. Known for his deep voice and military roles, Leego's portrayal of tough characters on screen mirrored his personal life, which was anything but smooth. Off-screen, Leego's past as Elvis Presley's stunt double and his musical touring career were overshadowed by his volatile relationships. His intense method acting sometimes led to clashes with co-stars, and his gruff demeanor made him infamous for being difficult to work with. Leego's personal life was marred by failed marriages and a reputation for living in the fast lane, enjoying both the party scene and the trappings of Hollywood excess. In the latter years of his life, Leego struggled with his health, ultimately succumbing to heart failure on September 10, 2012 at 77. His career, though impressive, left behind a trail of controversy and unease, as many in the industry found his larger-than-life persona both magnetic and troubling. James Olsen, born on October 8, 1930, at 48, took on the role of Thane in Battlestar Galactica. His portrayal of the stoic and quiet Thane was a reflection of Olsen's own character, unflashy, professional, and deeply private. While Olsen's career spanned decades, earning him roles in the Andromeda Strain and Rachel, his personal life was devoid of public scandal. Known for his old-school professionalism, Olsen avoided the limelight and remained a gentleman in the industry. However, there were quiet battles in his personal life, including the tragic loss of a child and a difficult marriage, which he rarely spoke about. Olsen's tragic departure on April 17, 2022 at 91, though peaceful, marked the end of a life lived in the shadows, one of few personal revelations and even fewer public missteps, earning him respect for his dedication to his craft. Jeff McKay, born on October 20, 1948, at the age of 30, appeared in Battlestar Galactica as minor characters like CPI, Though his roles were smaller, his career trajectory was far from insignificant. Best known for his time in Magnum, P.I., McKay's off-screen life revealed a man often at odds with his own success. Despite being the cousin of Robert Redford, McKay struggled to break free from the shadow of his famous relative. His personal life was marked by long bouts of ill health, including liver failure, which contributed to his untimely death on August 22, 2008 at 59. While McKay was known for his easygoing nature and good humor, his later years were overshadowed by a battle with alcoholism. Behind his charming persona lay a man grappling with demons that he kept hidden from the public eye, and it was this quiet struggle that eventually led to his downfall. John Williams, born on April 15, 1903, portrayed the wise and dignified Sire Montrose in Battlestar Galactica at 75. Williams, a seasoned stage actor with a Tony Award to his name, had the gravitas to play the cautious and deeply principled Montrose. However, his personal life was marked by a severe case of aloofness that often left colleagues feeling distant. Though his professional life was impeccable, Williams' personal life was more private and largely scandal-free, but rumors of his distant relationship with his children and harsh attitudes toward his peers circulated. He was particularly known for his rigid manners, which sometimes caused friction in the often more freewheeling world of Hollywood. Despite his classically trained reputation, Williams' inability to connect emotionally with others in his later years led to whispers about his loneliness and isolation. His death on May 5, 1983 at 80 was marked by the quiet end of an era, and many close to him felt that his passing was a reflection of his lonely existence outside the bright lights of the stage. Frank Parker, born July 1, 1939, was 39 when he played Zed in Battlestar Galactica. Though a minor role, Parker's presence in the soap opera world, especially his portrayal of Sean Brady on Days of Our Lives, made him a household name. Yet behind the scenes, Parker's life was filled with heartbreaking tragedy. He lost his daughter in a car accident, a personal loss that haunted him throughout his career. Despite this, he remained a beloved figure, always maintaining a positive attitude and warmth toward colleagues. However, his personal life was far from perfect. Parker faced difficulties in his marriages, with some insiders alleging that his devotion to his work and public persona led to emotional distance in his family. Though never embroiled in major public scandals, his grief, combined with his struggle to balance fame and family life, was often palpable. Parker passed away on September 16, 2018, at age 79, due to complications from Parkinson's disease, leaving behind a legacy marked by both sorrow and generosity. Lloyd Bridges, born January 15, 1913, portrayed Commander Kane in Battlestar Galactica at age 65. Kane, a maverick and fearless tactician, reflected Bridges' own rebellious nature and penchant for roles that defied authority. Bridges' career spanned decades, but off-screen, he struggled with personal demons. During the McCarthy era, Bridges faced accusations of communist sympathies, though he was later cleared. Yet, his personal life was often marred by alcoholism, which severely impacted his relationships, particularly with his children, Beau and Jeff. His marriage to Dorothy was fraught with infidelities, and Bridges was known to have a fiery temper that often made him difficult to work with. Despite his professional success, his personal failures were widely known, and his reputation was tainted by rumors of his volatile nature. He died on March 10, 1998, at age 85, from natural causes, leaving behind a complex legacy of both artistic brilliance and personal turmoil. Lloyd Bachner, born July 29, 1924, brought his suave, calculating presence to Battlestar Galactica at 54, playing Commandant Leiter. Bachner was known for portraying cold, intellectual characters, but behind the scenes, his life was marked by power struggles and strained relationships with his peers. His acting career was overshadowed by whispers of his arrogance and aloofness, with co-stars often finding him difficult to work with. His marriage to actress Tanya Bachner was also fraught with tension, and there were rumors of infidelity and emotional abuse. While Bachner's career flourished, especially with his iconic role in The Twilight Zone, his personal life seemed to suffer due to his intense ego and an obsession with controlling his image. By the time he voiced animated characters in Batman, the animated series, his career had shifted to a quieter, more solitary phase. He died on October 29, 2005, at age 81, after a battle with cancer, his legacy complicated by the secrecy surrounding his personal life. Richard Lynch, born February 12, 1940, played Wolf at age 38 in Battlestar Galactica. Known for his chilling presence and scarred face, an unfortunate consequence of a self-inflicted fire during a drug-fueled incident in 1967, Lynch embodied the type of villain that audiences couldn't forget. His personal life, however, was just as tumultuous. Lynch struggled with addiction for years, battling alcoholism and drug abuse, which led to strained relationships and chaotic personal circumstances. His multiple failed marriages and bitter divorces were often in the public eye, and he was known for his volatile temper off-camera. However, his personal story was one of redemption, as he managed to turn his life around after his recovery and became an advocate for others battling addiction. Yet, despite his efforts, the scars of his past, both physical and emotional, never fully left him. Lynch passed away on June 19, 2012, at 72 from a heart attack, his troubled past lingering as part of his legacy. Denny Miller, born April 25, 1934, appeared in Battlestar Galactica as Ser 5-9 at 44. Known for being the first blonde Tarzan, Miller's career was initially marked by his athleticism and good looks, but his personal life wasn't as pristine. While he was a beloved figure in Hollywood, Miller struggled with issues of self-image and body dysmorphia, often feeling trapped by his physical appearance. He was brutally honest in interviews, and his frankness about Hollywood's shallow nature sometimes ruffled feathers. His marriage to actress and model Nancy Miller ended in a public divorce, which was reportedly caused by infidelities and financial instability. Despite these challenges, Miller remained committed to raising awareness about health and aging, becoming an advocate for combating obesity. His later years were marked by a courageous battle with ALS, which ultimately claimed his life. He passed away on September 9, 2014, at 80, leaving behind a legacy of strength in both body and character, but also a quiet acknowledgement of the personal struggles he faced. Harry Johnson, born on December 27, 1942, played both the first warrior and third pilot in Battlestar Galactica at the age of 36. Known for his subtle and dependable characters, Johnson's career was steady but not without struggles. His real-life persona, however, was one of deep privacy. Although respected as a voice actor, his personal life was a mystery, with few public appearances or personal details emerging. He was rumored to have been deeply introverted, avoiding much of the Hollywood spotlight, preferring solitude to fame. Behind the scenes, whispers of his professional friction with producers swirled, particularly regarding his reluctance to work with certain directors. Though not a notorious figure in the scandal-ridden world of Hollywood, his struggle with personal isolation and an inability to fully capitalize on his talent led to a quieter career. His later years were marked by health battles, though he maintained an air of dignity until his death on January 2, 2024 at 81, far from the limelight he never fully embraced. Lew Ayres, born in 1908, portrayed the ill-fated President Adar in Battlestar Galactica at the age of 70. His most famous role in All Quiet on the Western Front shaped his public image, but it was his stance as a conscientious objector during World War II that forever altered his career. While many admired his courage, others saw it as a betrayal during a time of national turmoil. This sparked bitter backlash and cost him roles, tarnishing his career for years. Ayres' personal life was equally complex, marked by failed marriages and spiritual quests that led him down paths that estranged him from many in Hollywood. His reluctance to conform to industry expectations led to periods of professional isolation. Despite a career comeback, Ayres' struggles with depression and his strained relationships defined his later years. He died on December 30, 1996 at 88, his life marked by both acclaim and a complicated legacy, a man who never fully reconciled his inner conflicts with the demands of fame. Beth Summers, born on July 11, 1924, portrayed the feisty Cyrus Bellaby in Battlestar Galactica at the age of 54. Known for her sharp wit on Match Game, Summers' off-screen life was a far cry from her on-screen persona. Her marriage to actor Jack Klugman was filled with public drama, marked by infidelity, bitter arguments, and a messy separation that played out in the tabloids. Summers, however, was more than just a game show star. She was a woman with a dark side. Her struggles with alcohol addiction and her candidness about life's difficulties made her a complex figure in Hollywood. Behind the laughter and playful banter, Summers faced a life of deep personal sadness, particularly when dealing with the loss of her health. Her fight with cancer in the final years of her life was marked by moments of public vulnerability. Summers passed away on September 15, 2007 at 83, her death a somber end to a life filled with triumphs and tribulations, often hidden beneath the humor she so expertly wielded. Wilfred Hyde White, born in 1903, played Anton in Battlestar Galactica at the age of 75. A charming and cultured figure, Hyde White's career was one of respect and admiration, yet there was a shadow that loomed over him. Known for his dry humor and sophistication, Hyde White's personal life revealed a man who was constantly running from his own demons. Living as a tax exile in the U.S., his refusal to conform to British tax laws caused tension with his homeland, and rumors of financial struggles followed him throughout his life. His marriages were strained, marked by long periods of separation and a clear distance from family. Though adored by his peers, his personal isolation was palpable. Hyde White's final years were filled with regret and a deep sense of alienation. He passed away on May 6, 1991 at 87, his death signaling the close of a life lived in both public adoration and private turmoil. Ted Garing, born April 6, 1929, was 49 when he played the gruff Crowd in Battlestar Galactica. His career was built on portraying tough, no-nonsense characters, often in westerns and gritty dramas. While his portrayal of Crowd brought a certain authenticity to the series, it was his steady, grounded career that kept him in demand as a character actor. Off-screen, Garing's life was marked by an unwavering professionalism, and he was not known for controversy. He kept a low profile, never seeking fame but always delivering strong performances. However, his personal life was a different story. Garing faced financial difficulties that he struggled to keep private, despite his outward appearance of stability. He had multiple marriages that ended in divorce, and his relationships with his children were strained due to his demanding work schedule. His most significant struggle was a lengthy battle with addiction, which he tried to hide from the public. Despite these challenges, Garing remained a respected figure in Hollywood until his passing. He died on September 28, 2000, at the age of 71. Bruce Glover, born May 2, 1932, portrayed the character Megan in Battlestar Galactica in 1978 at the age of 46. Known for his eerie, unsettling presence on screen, especially as Mr. Wind in Diamonds Are Forever, Glover brought that same dark intensity to his role in the sci-fi series. His portrayal of Megan was unpredictable, embodying a certain menace that left viewers intrigued and unsettled. Behind the scenes, Glover's personal life was just as unconventional. He was known for his eccentricities, a personality that didn't always mesh with the Hollywood machine. As a father to actor Crispin Glover, Bruce's life was marked by constant scrutiny due to his son's own controversial career and eccentric behavior. Despite his reputation for being difficult to work with, especially on set, he remained respected for his skill and unyielding independence. His later years were marked by a dedication to mentoring young actors, but Glover's own career waned, often being relegated to supporting roles. He passed away on March 12, 2025, at the age of 92. Dennis Fimple, born November 11, 1940, was 38 when he appeared in Battlestar Galactica as Dougie, a character that showcased his trademark blend of humor and rugged charm. Known primarily for his roles in westerns and comedies, Fimple's career took an unexpected turn towards horror in later years, earning him a cult following after his appearance in House of 1,000 Corpses. While he was beloved for his on-screen persona, his off-screen life was often overshadowed by personal struggles. Fimple's relationships were turbulent, with a number of failed marriages and estranged children. His love for storytelling was a constant throughout his life, but his financial troubles and fluctuating career made him a victim of the harsh realities of Hollywood. Though he remained mostly out of the limelight, his final years were marked by a tragic car accident that took his life far too soon, ending what could have been a more successful second act in his career. Dennis Fimple passed away on August 23, 2002, at the age of 61, following complications from the accident. Brock Peters, born July 2, 1927, portrayed Chief Opposer Solon in Battlestar Galactica at the age of 51. Best known for his role as Tom Robinson in To Kill a Mockingbird, Peters carried the weight of racial injustice into many of his roles, commanding the screen with his deep voice and authoritative presence. Off-screen, however, Peters' life was not without its struggles. His marriage to actress Rita Tushingham ended in divorce, and his relationships with his children were often strained. Despite his personal challenges, Peters became an advocate for civil rights, though he maintained an intensely private life. However, his involvement in the civil rights movement didn't shield him from the darker aspects of his personal life. At times, he was known for his anger issues, especially when confronted by the media or personal criticisms. Brock Peters passed away on August 23, 2005, at the age of 78 due to complications from pancreatic cancer. Ina Balon, born November 12, 1937, played Cyrus Tinia in Battlestar Galactica in 1978 at the age of 41. Known for her striking beauty and strong-willed performances, Balon was a prominent figure in Hollywood during the 1960s and 1970s. Her role as the elegant political figure Cyrus Tinia reflected her intelligence and grace, but behind the scenes, Balon's life was filled with turmoil. She had a series of high-profile romances, including a turbulent relationship with actor Michael Landon, and was known for her passionate but short-lived marriages. In the later years of her life, Balon became more involved in humanitarian work, adopting 3 Vietnamese orphans. However, her personal health battles, particularly with smoking-related diseases, took a toll. Her career, once full of promise, was cut short due to her declining health. Ina Balon passed away on June 20, 1990, at the age of 52 from complications related to chronic lung disease. Who is your favorite character in Battlestar Galactica? How do you feel knowing that the actors have passed away? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss future videos. Thank you so much.